What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Chili Sauce, and we're here today with another one. So I haven't been putting out a lot of stuff this week, just this week, right? And so the reason is because I've had a lot of time to go out, right? And I haven't been playing games as much because it is a 5 day weekend, and I'm trying to do other things as well. Um, I have been playing though, but I've just been leveling up my guns on Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War with zombies and multiplayer. I'm enjoying Nuketown a lot. Um, but I just, it just gets a little too much when I just keep doing that. So I haven't been doing that. I haven't been going live as much. But today I have something interesting that I'm going to talk to you about. Um, so, I have recently made the switch from console to PC. And what has happened is the way I play on console is very different from how we play on PC with the mouse, and you have a ton of buttons that you need to press if like slide, jump, glide, jump, all of that. It does get a little complicated, and I'm still trying to get used to that motion, and memorizing where my finger patterns go and stuff like that, as you would in a PC game. Now, me being a console player for the best part of my life, it is quite a hard transition. I'll be honest with you, it's not that easy, especially when you have to be very accurate, because see, when you play on PC and you play against other PC players, they have much more time on PC than I have, right? And I come across a lot of the players, even when I do cross-play, that have their aim assists on. It is very hard for me to track them, trace them, and then hunt them down. And I am particularly talking about FPS games, so first-person shooter, and it gets very hard when you're playing competitive, right? Like in Warzone, like no matter what, it's just going to be competitive. So what I have been doing over the last week, I would say a little more than a week. I haven't been doing this consistently, but I am planning to continue doing it just so I improve my aim. Is obviously a lot of things. First, I'm making sure that I have a DPI that I'm comfortable with. Playing on my mouse. I am also checking the different sensitivities and what sensitivity I'm quite happy with. So obviously, after I've identified all of these things, I still need to get used to the motion of tracking people. So it is not an easy thing to do, but the important thing here is there is a way you can get better, right? So I know when you're playing against bots, it's very different, and there are only so many times you can play against bots, and you can't do that in Warzone, as we all know. So I'm just gonna quickly show you my screen and what I am going to be doing. It is something called 3D Aim Trainer. Now, I came across this when I was playing, when I was trying to improve my aim on console. Um, but they don't have this on console, unfortunately. At the moment, at least when I checked, they did not have it on console. However, it is available on your computer, on the PC, both as a desktop and as a web online, right, as a web application, which is quite cool, to be honest. There are multiple things, as you can see over here. We've got flicking, tracking, clicking, target switching, and strafe aiming. Now, the two most important things that I have been doing right now is flicking and tracking. We all know that everything when you play FPS is based on those few pixels that are bang in the center of your screen, right? So I mean, as a principle, we all know that at the end of the day, your vision, the person that you're trying to track, has to be right in the middle of your screen. And there are a lot of monitors that come, that have these few pixels marked out, preset. You can turn it off, turn it out. And you can do that, but then you're in a live game. You're not really in a practice environment where you can perfect that continuously. But this is a platform, 3D Aim Trainer, that was developed, I believe, by a gamer, to improve his skills. And what's really cool is that this is just a simulation, and it can be based on different games like Valorant, CSGO. I am currently doing it for Modern Warfare and Warzone. The cool thing is you can actually choose the game. So I have gone into flicking. Flicking is basically like quick scoping, I would say. Just flick sniping. We see that a lot if you've played the new Black Ops multiplayer. That a lot of the strafe snipers are there, and it is quite cool. What I am going to do is I'm going to show you, for example, just a simulation with an M4A1 that I typically have my Viper reflex sight on. Now you also can adjust your sensitivities over here. So this is typically the sensitivity that I play on. It's 10, and my field of vision is 110. I always tweak it. I don't play with the standard 80 field of view. And there are multiple other things that you can customize as well, your horizontal ADS, your vertical ADS, and stuff like that. But I try not to play with that too much, because see, what I'm trying to do right now, step one, is to just identify the center and just keep shooting at that center and making sure that my target is always in the center. I'm not thinking it from the perspective of moving my aim to suit someone's headspace, right? So obviously I'm not the master at this right now, but I just want to show you what this is about. So the two most important things, as I said earlier, is flicking and tracking, and I'm going to show you what flicking is. So they also have a mobile app for this that I saw. As you can see the ad over here. For mobile games now, as you know, Call of Duty does exist on mobile as well, so it is very beneficial to have this. And this is only available on full screen. Now after this, I'm going to show you the super thing that really teaches you a lot. But let's get into the game right now. Obviously you have two modes. You can always aim down sight, or hip fire, as we would say in Call of Duty. But basically from there, what I have to do is that little center in the middle, I have to click on that as fast as possible, identify where the person is, and shoot them in the head. Now all of this obviously contributes to the statistics that you will not be able to see in my screen for good reason. I have just cropped it out, and I want to show it to you at the end. This calculates a lot of things, and there are a lot of stats that it gives you, such as response time, accuracy, overshooting, undershooting, and it is so insightful and intuitive. Now remember, I told you I've chosen the M4A1 because this is the most common gun that I use apart from an LMG when I'm playing Warzone. Um, um, but you can choose different guns like snipers. You can change the scopes. I typically play with a Viper reflex sight. I like reflex sights because it gives me a good idea of the entire area. But as you can see, your response time has to be fairly quick. So I click in the middle of the screen where it tells me to, and I try and identify where the person is and how quickly I shoot. Now that's response time, and it does calculate my response time as well. I am talking to you and making the video at the same time, and I'm just literally using the mouse here. I'm not using any other movements like when we have in the game we can strafe left, right, and do all of that stuff. I'm not, this doesn't do that, obviously not in this mode. So it just is only to practice your mouse movement and identify the center, right, and how much you shoot. And it is very cool, to be honest, because at the end I've got to show you. I'm trying to say a little less now so I can concentrate on this, but at the end I'll show you my response time, my overshooting, undershooting, my accuracy, everything like that. It's got all these details for you. Now I'm gonna keep quiet for a few seconds. I can obviously keep aiming down sight or just keep hip firing. Now I'm aiming down sight, as you can see over here, or what I can do is just hip fire. Now typically when I play multiplayer, not Warzone, I do play only on hardcore mode, so I don't have that little dot in the center of the screen that you get when you play normal co. So I always find myself aiming down sights much more, which has made it a habit for me even when we play co. So yeah, so you can actually practice these different things, right? So obviously I have dropped from the last time that I have played this, because I haven't played this in a little bit. I'm doing this now to create this video. So they have so many different stats, and it is very insightful. So I have undershot 0% and overshot 0% as well. But because I'm using the M4A1, I can like just hold the trigger down and it will shoot. The game is that intuitive, right? But typically for flicking, you honestly don't need that. That is mainly for tracking, and you'll see in the next one that I'm about to show you. So my overall score over here is 92,008, and my skill is within the first 27% of the billions of players that are playing this around the world. So it's nothing great, to be honest, but you saw my accuracy, my critical accuracy. My average response time is quite low, and I've had a better one before, and my average time to target, sorry, was low, and my reaction time is 79 milliseconds. Now, typically, we find ourselves in a high lag game. If you've seen any of my live streams, you would have seen that little bar on the top left that tells me what your ping speed is. If that is more, and I add another 79 milliseconds to it, damn, I'm just waiting for something bad to happen. Now what is cool is you can actually treat this as a game, and they do have a leaderboard, as you can see over here. This is the benchmark, and it is with everyone that has signed up that is currently playing, right? So M4A1 is obviously one of the most used guns in Warzone, so a lot of people play with that and keep practicing, and you can just continually improve your score and get better and better. The highest is 130,000, and I am currently at 92,008. Now, I will leave the link of this web page in the description below. You can download the app or just play it online, as I am doing right now. But you can play around with a lot of things. You can change your settings, change your gun, etc. What I want to do right now is show you a different game mode. Very important. I'm going to mention something very important to you later on after I show you the tracking, because I don't want to mix it up. I just want to show you the game modes right now. And it is to do with your levels. Now, as you can see over here, I've got so many different options for guns. Let's say I play with the what should I play with over here? Let's see, what gun do I like? Let's do the M13, right? And what I do is I always GI Mini Reflex or Viper Reflex sight is one of my favorite sights in the game. As you can see, it has my settings already saved, so my sensitivity is 10 and my field of view is 110. Typically what I play with in game, and I have different levels. So I chose level 1 because this is what you would typically start at. As you progress, and this is the important thing, if you're happy, satisfied with your progress in level 1, you can keep slowly increasing the levels, and this is obviously something that you practice, so you can keep doing it again and again. And then if you're satisfied with level 1, you move to level 2 or make it harder and jump level 10 straight up, but it is going to be pretty hard. Now this is obviously the most used, for me at least. I practice on tracking a lot. It's because in Warzone we are not stationary in one place, neither are our targets, and they keep moving around. And this game, it's not repetitive. They do random transitions, which is very cool, and it helps us at least centralize that screen and get the head there as much as possible when we are looking at headshots or body shots. Now do note, I am doing only headshots because that is a smaller target, so I practice with my headshots a lot rather than body shots, because if I'm unable to track the head, then I just go body in the game. But here it's better that you just practice with headshots. Now I have to enter full screen and I have to shoot to start. Now same as we did in flicking, I can aim down sights, I can not use I can just hip fire. So it's different. So I'm gonna stay a little more quiet in this one and see if I can do better than my last one. So he is fairly close, so I try not to. See, it is very hard, and that is because of my DPI in the game. So my DPI in the game is pretty low for the game, sorry. So, and my sensitivity as well. So it does help with the precision. And do note that I can actually stop shooting and wait and track him. Now this dummy only goes away after his health bar completely runs out. I try to use less sensitivity and less DPI for my mouse as much as possible so that it is accurate, because I like to shoot from a distance and not get up into someone's face, especially in Warzone. But this is obviously it's not easy, as you can see, and this is just level 1, right? I haven't done this that much, to be honest, so there is a lot of room to improve. But The cool thing is in the back you can see like the bullets that I miss always go to the back, and it gives you a bit of an idea on how many bullets you're missing and how poor your tracking is. Although it's not that bad, I am currently at 55% accuracy is what the game tells me, which kind of sucks. But as you do this and you continuously do this, this takes honestly like each practice session is about like 2 or 3 minutes, not more than that, depending on your speed. Yeah, you just need to make sure that you have enough space for your mouse as well, right? So I play off a very small desk, so I don't have that much space, which is okay. It's just that then you would want to play on a higher sensitivity. But obviously, for me, I'm a distance player, so I try and shoot from far away. And obviously, I'm not one of those MP5 runners. I try and snipe as much as possible, one shot or an LMG that is quite stable. Now, as you can see from the results over here with level 1, I am 7% lower than my older score, than the previous score that I did. My accuracy is at 59%. That is obviously a large, room to improve. However, with that being said, there are a lot of other players that are much lower than that, and I'm in the top 73% of skill when it comes to the people that are registered with this page and that are actually practicing with this app. My correction time is 292 milliseconds, which is better than what I did before, but it is still. So if you have a ping of like 150 or 100 plus and your correction time is 292 milliseconds, oh man, that kind of sucks. You know what I mean? So my average kill time is 12,150 milliseconds. And as we saw in flicking, we have a benchmark against the world. And the highest score over here is 275,406. That's number one with an AK-47. Over here, obviously, I was doing a lot of things. I was talking to you. I was trying to shoot. I was trying to track. I have a small surface area, and I am playing with a low sensitivity, so it does affect as well. So what I recommend you do is you actually update the settings that you play in game. If you've already set a comfortable sensitivity that you definitely don't want to change, you just stick with that and you update the settings on 3D aim trainer so that you can just perfect it as you go. Don't try and explore for too long, to be honest. Find one that you're fairly comfortable with and stick with. I like playing with about between 4 to 500 DPI and sensitivity 10 to 11. Sometimes I go 11. But yeah, there are different levels now. Level 10 obviously is much more harder than it is than level 1 is, and I still have a huge room to improve over here at 59%. So can you get better? Should you stop playing the game? Absolutely not. There are so many other things. There are so many tools right in front of us that can help us improve, and one of them is definitely 3D Aim Trainer. And the cool thing about it is you can actually pick the game that you want to practice for, right? And they have an academy. Over here, obviously, I can change the game. See, so as it tells me now, this is obviously just clicking. It's just one shot trying to click. As you can see, I'm not going to get into it right now. But it gives me different games to choose from. I can do Overwatch, Call of Duty, Counter-Strike. I did see Rainbow Six, Valorant, PUBG. So is there scope to improve? Absolutely. If you're one that does not need to improve their skills, I suggest you try this out only so that you can make the leaderboards. To be honest, it's quite a cool thing to be benchmarked against so many other players over here. And it definitely, if you just want to sit and improve your skill and no one's online and you don't know what to do and Cyberpunk hasn't come out yet, boop boop. Right, sorry, no jabs over there. 3D Project Red, CD Project Red, sorry. But yeah, I mean, you just sit over here and you play 3D Aim Trainer, and you can benchmark against the world, or just improve your skill. Just remember the rule of thumb is right in the center of the screen is where the head needs to be, and then you lay it out. Now, tracking will be a lot more, you'll need to spend a lot of time on it because people run around a lot, as I've said earlier. But there are different things. If you're happy with your flicking tracking, go with clicking, go for target switching, go for strafing. And there are other game modes that are coming in soon, like recoil management, reaction and awareness, and dodging bullets. So this is a very, very intuitive training for people. And the most important thing is it is free. I haven't paid a cent, to be very honest. Even if I download it, it's I don't need to pay anything to use the app. So this is very highly recommended. It coming from me. I have noticed an improvement slightly, obviously, when I transitioned from console to PC. But if you want to get on that wagon quick and start playing super competitive and chase that number one, I really suggest you get onto this right away. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are playing a lot. I hope you're having a great holiday if you're here in the UAE. I am very excited for the Warzone when it starts coming out for Black Ops as well. I've seen the small combinations that have happened, obviously, with the operators and stuff like that. So I'm quite excited to just get into Warzone again. I have been playing it, but it has not been very consistent. I just played some yesterday so that I could finish my battle pass, which I have season 6. Is season 7 coming? Sorry. I hope so, and I've made another video on that. You can check out my other videos on my YouTube channel. And since we're talking about my YouTube channel, if you have not subscribed, please smash that subscribe button, show some love, and I will see you soon. For now, Chili Sauce is signing out. Peace.